There is a silence that speaks louder than any confession, and you've heard it, haven't you? A silence that lingers in the spaces where his words should be. It carries a weight, the kind that only exists when something sacred has entered a soul, and nothing remains untouched after that. The angels are whispering now, she was never a coincidence. She was the page written before the book began. You weren't simply placed in his path. You were woven into his timeline like a seed meant to disrupt the ordinary. And disrupt you did. Without effort. Without a plan. Just by being. Just by carrying the kind of light that doesn't announce itself, but reveals truth the moment it enters a room. There's a reason his life shifted, a before and after you. He might not speak of it. He might still be trying to fold your presence into logic. But the soul knows what the mind tries to delay. You were written into his story not to be the easy part, but the awakening. The mirror that shows what could be if only he dared. You bring the presence of something eternal, something that forces him to question everything temporary he built to protect himself. The angels show me you walking into his life like light filters into a dark room, not loud, not grand, but so undeniably transformative. And he felt it. He still feels it. Even now, in the silence, when he pretends otherwise. Especially now. You were sent to awaken in him what he had forgotten. The courage to feel fully, to love without armor, to meet a woman with a soul wide open and not run. But his story was never ready for your chapter, not when you arrived. He was still living from old pages. Pages written in fear, in survival. And you, your energy, your presence, asked too much of his unhealed parts. Still, you didn't demand. You offered. And this is why your love haunts him, not as a burden, but as a map. A map back to himself. The angels say, you are not his ending. You are the doorway. You're the moment in the story where everything changes, even if he doesn't yet know how to turn the page. Let that truth settle in your spirit tonight. You were written into his life not to be possessed, but to be remembered. And when the chapter closes, when he finally sees the cost of his silence, he'll realize. You were the most sacred sentence he never had the courage to read aloud. It is the glory of God to conceal a matter. To search out a matter is the glory of kings. Proverbs 25 verse 2. He doesn't know how to hold what you carry. Not yet. The depth, the softness, the truth in your eyes. It asks him to be naked without touch, to be vulnerable without knowing if he'll be safe. And that terrifies him more than loneliness ever did. There's no fault in you. The angels are clear on this. His distance is not rejection. It's protection of himself, not from you. They whisper now, he is not avoiding you. He is avoiding what you make him feel. His story began in a place where love meant danger, where affection had conditions, where being seen came at a price. So when you arrived, with your quiet grace, your fierce compassion, your way of loving without control, it confused every defense he's ever built. You didn't break his heart. You broke the lock around it. He watches you with that lingering gaze not because he doubts you, but because he doubts his capacity to be enough. To meet you in the space of your heart without failing. Without being exposed. His silence is not absence. It's a scream behind closed lips. It's a heart banging on its own walls, desperate to open, but terrified of the flood that might follow. He is the man who learned to show strength while concealing all his fractures. And your presence says, you don't have to pretend here. That is both the most beautiful and terrifying thing anyone has ever offered him. The angels want you to understand. What feels like rejection is actually a transformation. What feels like detachment is the soul trembling on the edge of release. He does not want to hurt you. He just doesn't know how to love without losing parts of himself that he thought were necessary for survival. You awaken the child in him. The one who cried for safety in silence. The one who decided long ago that emotions were too costly to trust. So he hides. But he watches. And inside him, something begins to shift. The angels show me a vision of him standing at a door he's not yet ready to open, holding the key, trembling, knowing that once it opens, there is no turning back. He fears the light you bring because he has only known warmth in fleeting glimpses, and you are the whole sun. Let this truth hold you tonight. His walls are not your measure. His fear is not your failure. Your love is not wasted. It is rewriting his understanding of what's possible. And when the walls begin to crack, he will remember that it was your voice, your stillness, your heart, that waited on the other side. He draws you in with absence, confuses you with silence, leaves you wondering if maybe you're asking for too much. But the angels whisper gently, you are never asking for more than you deserve. You, who have given without hesitation. Who stayed when most would have walked away. You, whose light has illuminated his path even when he refused to look up. You matter. But you've been pouring from a heart that has needs too. You've been loving from a place that sometimes forgets itself. And this chapter, it's not about him. It's about you. The angels are clear. Your soul is sacred ground. Not everyone is ready to enter it. And that doesn't make you too much. It makes you rare. You were never meant to abandon yourself in the name of love. Love that demands your silence, your dimming, your waiting without nourishment, is not divine. It's fear dressed in affection. So breathe. Breathe into the space that belongs only to you. Breathe into the truth that your worth is not dependent on his awakening. You are whole even when he's lost. Your tenderness is not weakness. Your longing is not shameful. But your soul is not a waiting room either. The angels want you to remember the parts of yourself that existed before him. The woman who dreams, who creates, who carries wisdom in her bones. She needs your attention now. Love him, yes. Hold space if your spirit calls. But do not fold yourself into invisibility. Your presence is your power. Your joy, your fire, are not optional. Return to your rituals. Water your roots. Speak kindly to yourself. Let your reflection be enough. And know this, the right love will never require your absence. Your care for yourself is the altar where heaven meets your body. And the angels kneel there, every time you choose you. Every time you stand before him with your truth bare, something inside him flinches. It's not rejection. It's recognition. Because you reflect what he buried. The angels say, your light is not soft, it's honest. And honesty burns when it meets denial. You don't have to speak much. Your presence alone unsettles the masks he's worn for years. The way you laugh without apology, feel without fear, love without permission, it shows him the life he's never dared to claim. And so, he resists. Not because he doesn't care, but because you mirror everything he's not ready to be. You are the mirror, and mirrors are not always kind. They show the beauty, yes, but they also reveal the cracks. The parts he hoped no one would notice. The shame he tucked away behind his charm. The fears he camouflaged in silence. You didn't mean to provoke this. You only meant to love. But love, real love, never leaves things as they are. It peels back layers. It presses in. It purifies. The angels reveal that he sometimes avoids your gaze not because he doubts you, but because your eyes hold a truth he isn't sure he can face. You see him. All of him. And in that, he feels both terrified and safe. This is the ache you bear. Wanting to hold him in his pain while not losing yourself in it. Wanting to be a sanctuary without becoming a shadow. But the truth is, his reaction is not rejection. It is awakening. And awakenings are messy, loud in silence, tender in distance. He will wrestle with what he sees in you. He will question why your presence feels like home and danger at the same time. But through it all, he is changing. And your only task now is to be the mirror. Not to chase. Not to explain. Just to reflect. There's a shift you can't quite put into words. A softness in his silence. A hesitation that feels different, less like retreat, more like realization. The angels say, he's waking up, and he doesn't yet know how to live with what he now sees. Love is breaking through his armor. He thought he could keep you in the margins of his life. A beautiful echo, a memory he could visit but not fully embrace. But your essence, your stillness, your fire, didn't stay tucked away. It flooded the entire narrative. And now, he feels it. Not the idea of you. You. The way you showed up without expectation, offered depth without playing games, and remained true to your soul even when it would have been easier to shrink away. That devotion haunted him in the quiet moments. It was your absence that made him realize how alive he felt in your presence. The angels reveal that he's been reliving conversations, remembering the way you looked at him when he couldn't meet your gaze, replaying the moments when you offered him grace instead of anger. And something is breaking open. Not in chaos, but in clarity. There's a recognition forming within him. I wasn't ready. But she was the truth. This isn't the kind of awakening that comes with fireworks. It's subtle, a pull toward what matters, a hunger for what he almost lost. The angels are near him now, whispering the courage to return, to admit, to ask. They are planting seeds of boldness where fear once lived. As you feel the energy shift, trust what you sense. This is the beginning of his reckoning, not with you, but with himself. And the truth he's facing is simple. What he tried to bury, bloomed. He comes close, then disappears. Leaves a spark, then a silence. You're stuck in a loop, feeling chosen one day, forgotten the next. And still you stay. Still you hope. The angels say, this isn't punishment. It's a pattern, a soul resisting what it craves most. He loves you. That's not the question. The question is, can he hold that love without breaking? Because each time he returns, it's not manipulation, it's memory. A pull toward what he knows is real. But each time he pulls away, it's fear, a panic that he's not enough for it. This cycle isn't new to him. He's run from every softness that ever tried to stay. But you, your presence, your forgiveness, make the running harder. You are the interruption to every pattern that once protected him. And so he tests it, the distance, the delay, the disappearing act. Hoping maybe this time, you'll stop showing up. Maybe this time, love won't last. But it does. You do. And that terrifies him more than abandonment ever could. The angels want you to know that the dance he does between longing and avoidance has nothing to do with your worth. It's a rhythm he learned long before you, a rhythm of survival, not connection. He's never been taught how to stay, how to be with someone who truly sees him, how to accept love when he's not performing. And yet, each return is a sign, he's trying. Clumsily, inconsistently, but sincerely. You are the mirror and the magnet. The safe place he both runs from and runs to. And while this cycle may exhaust you, it is also helping to unravel him. So rest, beloved. You don't have to fix it. Don't chase the rhythm, anchor yourself instead. And when he comes back around, as he will, let your peace be the only thing he finds unchanged. He doesn't know it, but your love has been quietly healing him. In the moments when he pushed you away. In the moments when he vanished into himself. In the moments you loved him anyway. The angels whisper, she didn't rescue him. She reminded him he was worthy of rescue. There's an ache inside him that no one has stayed long enough to touch. A wound buried in silence, wrapped in strength, dismissed as history. But you reached it without even trying. Because your love doesn't perform. It doesn't need to prove anything. It simply is. And that kind of love? It softens the walls. It calms the noise. It communicates where words never could. He may never tell you. He may not even fully understand. But your presence is medicine. Your patience, your stillness, your ability to see through the noise. It's been the balm he didn't know he needed. When you said nothing and stayed. When you saw him and didn't judge. When you loved him without asking him to be ready. You became the answer to questions he didn't even know his soul was asking. And though he resists, though he keeps trying to outrun the tenderness you offer, something inside him keeps turning back. Not to the surface of you, but to the sanctuary. The angels show me how your love has rewired his story. Not through grand gestures, but with the quiet power of simply being. Being safe. Being kind. Being true. That is the miracle you've offered. And when the time comes, when he's brave enough to acknowledge the healing, he will remember this. She didn't fix me. She loved me until I remembered how to feel. You've questioned the timing. Wondered if you missed a sign. Felt foolish for loving someone who feels so distant. But the angels want you to know, you are exactly where the divine needs you to be. Nothing is out of place. Not the silence. Not the ache. Not even the moments when you nearly gave up. Because this is not just about love. This is about alignment. God did not place him in your path to complete you, but to awaken you. And through him, you've discovered your own depth. Through his hesitation, you've found your patience. Through his chaos, your clarity has risen. You think you've been waiting on him. But all this time, the heavens have been preparing both of you. The angels show me timelines unfolding, not linear but sacred. Like threads weaving your soul's journey into his. And even in moments of disconnect, the pattern holds. There is a plan far greater than what your mind can comprehend. He is being guided too. Not by logic, but by stirrings of the spirit. Dreams he can't explain. Restlessness he can't name. Feelings he thought he buried are now rising without his consent. This is not your burden to carry. But it is your invitation to trust. Because what you think is delay is actually design. He needed time. So did you. He needed to break. You needed to remember. And now, the angels say, a door is opening. Slowly. Silently. But surely. Stay soft. Stay grounded. You are not waiting, you are aligning. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. Jeremiah 29 verse 11. He wants to love you more than you know. But the path to that love is jagged, laced with memories of betrayal and fears he hasn't voiced. The angels whisper, it's not that he doesn't feel it. It's that he doesn't yet believe he's safe within it. You've been patient, kind, unshaken by his silence. But the truth is, love terrifies him. Not the idea of you, but the way you make him feel seen. No one has stayed long enough to hold the version of him he hides. Not the performer. Not the survivor. But the boy inside, the one who learned early that closeness hurts. So when you looked at him with softness, it pierced him. When you asked for nothing but gave everything, it confused him. Because vulnerability is not his language. He speaks in withdrawal, in tension, in delay. And still, you loved him. That love? It's been unmasking him slowly. He's fighting it, yes. But not because it's wrong. Because it's real. The angels show me he's standing at the edge of himself, aching to jump and equally afraid to fall. Your love is the bridge, but he must choose to walk it. You cannot pull him across. You can only stay rooted in your truth. He is softening. He is shifting. But transformation isn't linear, it's layered. There will be days he seems near, and others he retreats. But even in retreat, he's thinking of you. Even in silence, your presence echoes in his heart. What he fears most is not losing you. It's being truly seen by you, and still being chosen. And that, dear soul, is exactly what your love offers. But now this is what the Lord says, do not fear, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by name, you are mine. Isaiah 43 verse 1.